wonderful.
Oh.
No, it's Ron Burgundy.
Oh, no,
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I, as always, am the first mofucker, Captain Valen, also known as Seto, the Divine Sorcerer Rogue. I am accompanied by the usual gaggle of mofuckers.
I am motherfucker number 2. My name is Mike. I play Steve, the Furblog Druid.
I am motherfucker number 3. My name is Zoe. I play Walden, the Warforged Barbarian.
I am motherfucker number 4. I play Jorg, the Goliath Barbarian.
Hi, I'm the final motherfucker. My name's Sage, and I am the DM for this campaign. The Hills Have Bones. We're back at it again with this time a dungeon. Last session, the team defeated 2 out of 3 hags, and 1 disappeared into the ether of questionableness. They managed to rescue Crack of Crick and Crack, and they're on the hunt for clues of where Crick might be. Crack has not awoken yet and is still unconscious. Luke has followed them into the catacomb, which is the dungeon we'll be doing today. And last
Luke
week,
is carrying Crack, right?
Yeah. No, Steve is carrying Crack because
Right.
Luke is a fair bit shorter. Last week, Walden knocked down the first kind of passageway that was sealed. And Seto has gone to scout out the room. Could you give me a perception check, Seto and Walden?
Sure. Also, quick note: it's great that we finally gotten a dungeon in here. All we need to do is find a dragon, and we can roll credits.
Oh my god! Roll credits.
Listen, I'm not trying to win Dungeons and Dragons so fast, okay? One thing at a time, all right? Everybody knows once you do a dungeon and then fight a dragon, you win D&D. Everybody knows.
I'll admit I've been criticized for being too fast. I'll try to tone it down.
Fuck that.
23.
Stay fast.
Right?
It's all good. Right. So with those perception checks, Walden, as you burst through pretty much to the other side of this sealed wall, you see in front of you a relatively large catacomb area with bones lining the walls and a spiraling ceiling of skulls above you. Seto, you see all of this too. You also, with a 23, see all of the potential passageways linking onto this room. There are 2 to the south and 1 to the north. As you kind of feel your way along the walls a little bit to find them, you're muted. You find that one of them is has a door to it, which is this one, but it's currently locked. However, these 2 look like they're very sealed into the walls. It doesn't really seem like there's an opening there, and it doesn't seem like there's as much kind of in-way as there was to here. So these seem like they're very sealed off. However, this one has a door and it's locked. The rest of you that have just come into the catacombs at the north entrance, you can make your way down in.
Seto's down there, kind of like looking around, letting his echo kind of exist in the middle of the roomish area. It's like, well, it seems like it's the age-old conundrum. There's 2 passages with only 1 door, and with and kind of like looks around, pointing at all the bones and things. It's like, maybe some things that are trapped down here are meant to be trapped down here, or maybe they're hiding something awesome. Either way, I say we're probably going to figure it out.
Any treasures that are down here are likely personal effects of the deceased. I'm not quite certain that we should be plundering that.
Dead people can't own things. They're dead.
I guess that is a fair point. I personally will not be plundering that.
Oh, that's fine. I've got sticky fingers for plenty, you know. But I'm not trying to get anybody here fixed with some crazy curse or anything. So, you know, the evil eye or maybe one of those hogs come back and we've taken one of their nighties or some such.
So these passages, the passages here, the passage here and there, it's not like a door. It's like sealed up wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's definitely something on the other side of there.
Right.
To what that may be, I fair enough don't think I could tell anyone. I can just tell you that it's there, and let one of the brute ones break it down and then deal with whatever the fuck happens. I, for one, am okay with lighting a few fires, figuring some things out.
Well, we do definitely have a potential time crunch on trying to find track. So I don't know if we want to explore all paths, but
Unless they use magic to like close the ceiling up, I think it's fair to say that we should probably run through the doors as quick as possible to get to the little bugger, as it's unlikely he's to be behind one of the sealed ones.
yes, it seems most likely that whoever, if it was the hags or somebody else who grabbed Crack, they went through this locked door, but we don't have a clean way through it. What does the door look like? Is it like a wooden door? Is it like stone?
Okay, so the door here is probably, it's not really wood, because wood would have rotted by this point.
Right.
Because you do notice that this is very, very old, this area, and like it at least has been standing since your long sleep. So this is actually more like a metal door.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna have a huge amount of luck just trying to force our way through that. So we may have to take the long route. Valen, you're muted.
Maybe the more delicate approach is the one to take with this door. See if I can get her to tick and tickle a little bit and open up for me. All right, but first, let's see if there's doors got anything in store for me before I can figure on tinkering for it.
And while you do that, I'm gonna get myself ready to try to chip through this wall.
Yeah, I'm
Looking at the other one.
checking. I'm gonna perceptigate the door with my perceivery.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Roll me perception. Actually, how are you doing this? Are you doing this as? Are you what are you actually trying to perceive? Like, you
right
know
now I'm
the
just trying to
door's
see if
there,
there's
sorry.
any anything that sticks out, like, oh, that's where the trap is going to come out of. That's like not necessarily even a trigger, but something that indicates that there is a trap at all. Like just detecting for traps. Duh. I don't.
Okay, if you're yeah, then yeah, that would be perception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to understand what. Yeah.
That's okay. Boop, boop, boop. Was that good or bad?
10. Okay. This door, yes.
Oh, this door. Yes.
Oh, which one?
The door.
Yes.
The only door.
The door. Yeah. Cool. You do not perceive any traps.
Wow.
All right. Well, the door looks fine enough to me. A bit thick and sturdy for you to be knocking around. So let's see what I can do to make her tinkle. Or see what I can do to make her tickle.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Wow.
At this point, I'm going to
rough.
enter the room.
Oh
That's
shit!
it.
Come on, move.
Little boy's supposed to be strapped to me. Thank you.
I point out the other, like the sealed doors. Now, there's no saying that couldn't have been done magically, but it looks like it's been settled for a while. I'm guessing my 23 perception would have told me that those aren't newly formed things, right? Or no?
Nothing in this room is new. No.
Okay.
Nothing.
I check and see if it's a push or a pull door by seeing if there's slide marks in the thing to know how recently, if recently there's been activity.
So
Not bad.
I would say you do notice a small amount of disturbance at the foot of the door. However, it doesn't look like it's opened in a swing direction. Like you see
Okay.
dirt at the bottom, but you don't see like a swinging.
So this door is a slide. It's like slides. Does it look like it slides into the wall? Because I love those doors. But yeah, I guess
It could slide into the wall, but if it's a push, we may not see the marks on the floor
Yeah.
on our side.
All right.
Yeah, you can also just like look for hinges.
Listen, sir. I didn't think they had hinges back then. Although I think that just makes me stupid to think that.
Hinges
I'm
have
gonna say,
existed
like,
for a
maybe a
very
little.
long
A
time.
little, right? Like, yeah,
Like-
they've been around a really long time, Theo. Do better.
Not really sure it's technically a door without hinges, but we're not gonna go into that too much right now.
You can have like a sliding track or something like. There's a different way
Yeah,
to
there's
do
those
it.
the
I feel
trundle
like a
doors.
sliding track is a far more modern concept of door.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, like, it's just like a space for wheels to go in. Like, it's not that complex.
Well, even if like a door like went up and down, there'd be a sliding track on the side. If like you were
Right.
using like
I roll
something
up
to
on
crank
the.
open the door.
Also, this is D&D. It could just move by magic, and it
could.
doesn't need any of that bullshit.
So I could just be like,
Yeah.
fucking go.
15 angsty angels can come down and open the door while cussing us out. We really don't know
This-
what the fuck this door could do. So
Maybe it turns to dust and reforms when we pass through it.
Oh, that would be sexy. All right. But to that, I will be rolling. My sleight of hand and tools check are the same, but there's no tools in the thing.
That's fine.
All right.
Is this to pick a lock
Yes.
or
To
Okay.
pick the lock on the door, because I don't know that there's trapped or anything like that. I didn't roll enough, so I'm just like I said, trying to tickle her open.
okay, cool. Right, so you hunt the door. You hunt for the lock for the door.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of look for somewhere that you could potentially get a thieves tool in there, or like a lock pick to try and move the key bolts, you start to notice that there are patterns on this door, but you don't really see like an opening for a lock. Like you were looking for traps before, so you were looking for like a lever or some kind of pin or like, something that would tell you that there was something that was going to trigger if you were to touch the door. But now you've not seen anything like that, and you've gone up to it and started touching it, but you're kind of noticing like there could be some kind of cog mechanism potentially in the door, but there's definitely not a lock or a handle to this door.
All right. I kind of turns back and looks over. It's like, all right, the door may be smarter than I am. This door is a bit something special. There's not even a handle or a jiggle or a hole or a lock key.
Can you give me an Arcana check?
Yo, do I have? I mean.
So, Joe, you were saying something, I think?
Me? No.
Oh, I thought I heard. My bad.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. No, I definitely didn't. My fault.
It's okay. So as you kind of come to, suss out where this lock could be, you start kind of trying to root through your memory and root through the things you've seen through your monocle, to kind of understand if there's another way of opening this door. And you've looked at the bottom of it, you've tried to see how does this door potentially open, and you couldn't really see like a swinging motion. As you start looking more towards the bottom of the door, you can start to see it's actually possible that maybe this door doesn't go like to the side or swing open, but goes down. And you start to feel around the bottom, and you start seeing some runes under the sand at the very bottom of this door.
All right. Runes are readable things.
They are readable to you in terms of letters with the glaive, yes.
Okay, yeah. They're like, all right, big sexy. We're gonna be needing you here. There's some writing underneath in the sand or whatever. Might be the clue to getting this door up.
Hey, you said in the center?
Towards the down on the bottom near the sand there, yeah. And I show him pointed out to where it is.
And I touch the door or the item with the glaive to read the runes.
So as you put the handle of the glaive down at these runes, lowering it past each line, it reveals to you that there is in fact legible writing here, and it's not just arcane runes, but some kind of mark that was left here to be understood for a long time.
I say friend in Elvish.
Nothing happens. Yeah. It's all good. You can't quite tell what language it is, but it says, "Speak her name and know of her."
Oh, what's the wife's name?
Oh shit.
One second. Get the fuck out of here.
You're a note taker. You got it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, wait a minute. I know this. Helga.
What do you do with this information? Like,
I say Helga.
describe more than you just say Helga.
Yeah, this says speak her name, so I'm like, Helga.
At this point, nothing happens.
What's the lich ring fucking said? It's the only. There's Gruzeth, there's Gruzeth. Oh, fuck! Bolsa! The hill giant.
At this point, nothing happens.
Son of a bitch! I'm running out of I'm running out of giant wives here, fellas. I tell you.
It doesn't necessarily have to be anything gianty or wifeish.
Yeah, we don't have any information that this is connected to giants right now.
I mean, that's the only ladies' names I have written down. Bolster.
I assure you, there's more than 2 ladies in the world.
I just not in my notes. Unless Yurth the Brutal is that it? Energy leaking from the sky. We still have that lich ring that says Helga with a faint aura, right? So can I consult the aura? See if
you know what, I'll give you a little okay. Why don't you maybe talk to Luke about what you've just read?
Oh, all right. There's another person here that's not us, guys. Remember that.
True. Or like maybe the old person who's thing that lived here.
Yeah,
Knows any of the history of it.
It's fair.
It's possible that Walden would know.
Oh.
It would be a religion check for Walden.
Oh, sexy.
I could also know.
You wouldn't know. You would
not know. Maybe.
You would not know.
Not
no,
know.
full stop. You would not know.
Okay, cool.
And like your character would not know.
I'm gonna just shut up.
Sorry. It's yeah.
That's fine. You right. You always right. You GM.
Walden might know. There's always a potential that Luke might know, but it would be a religion roll for Walden.
Roll that beautiful bean footage, Wally.
Sure. So my +1.
Because I say it out loud. I'm like, there's like speaking to a queen and the let you pass or something. That's
I got a 7.
What I'm going to say with your roll, Um, you know these catacombs are generally speaking a religious thing. Like we talked about last week, they are kept out of the main city, so there isn't a political kind of bureaucratic nonsense with graveyards and consecrated land. So you remember that. When Seto and Jorg tell you what the kind of, I don't know what it'd be like, the stepping stone of the doorway says, and there it says speak her name and know her. You think maybe it's possible that it's referring to a specific god.
Mm. Okay. I'll head over to Luke and I'll be like, hey, there's this question runes by the door. To speak her name and know her. I believe this has something to do with the deity, but I am not proficient in my knowledge about deities. I was not under my directives. You, as a priest, would know about this. I would assume. So, do you know which deity this would be referring to in specific?
Oh well, I'll have a look, shall I? I'm sure there's something in here. I'm not familiar with this particular area, but I'll take a look. And Luke goes over to look at the door and look at the runes and see what he can help you with. And he kind of scratches his beard. And after probably about 5 minutes, um, he tells you that he thinks you're right in that it is referring to a specific goddess. Um, and he says to you, that he's not actually sure which goddess's catacomb it would be, but he asks you if any of you have any relation to a specific goddess, and that it may not be that this is because goddesses in this world tend to live off of magic that's current, that's living, that's still believed in. So he asks if any of you know a goddess you currently serve.
It's fascinating. Do any of us follow a god?
I mean, me as a player, I don't know, but maybe like Sylvanas, like a druid god, but I wouldn't know that as a
Mayaliki is a good lady god for druids. But yeah, I don't. That's
there's nothing in particular. Then
I should ask: Are
I know of
these?
this player.
Do you have like your own deities that you've made for this setting, or are we going by like Forgotten Realms deities?
I do, but I have mentioned some of them to you, and I was just kind of waiting to see if that had been remembered or not.
I guess not.
yeah. I didn't write down. Wait. No, that's the.
I thought.
No, I didn't write anything down. I thought.
Okay, I thought maybe you had. That's okay. I think it's fair to say that Seto may remember something that Valen doesn't. So I'm gonna message you some information, and you can work out whether you think Seto would remember, and you just didn't write it down because we've had a fair few breaks, and I don't want to just say the answer and then it'd be like. Brr, brr, brr.
No, I get that. I respect it. Send it via Discord because Okanashina
Okay.
is my.
No worries.
Which is literally like the only way I can accomplish playing D&D.
Bombarding with lights.
Right. God, don't remind me.
Well, while this is happening, I'm just kind of casually looking around the room.
I was over here and about to smash the wall with my axe before I got dragged into this.
Okay, no, I do have that written down. I was wrong, but I didn't have a name. Unless it's Oh, that is the name. Then I do have that written down, and it is as part of my... Okay, then yeah, he would remember that.
Okay.
I am just stupid. Because that's like the whole reason I want to go to whatchamacallit. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you see essentially like smoke coming out of Seto's ears as he's doing his best to formulate a solid thought, but it just doesn't seem to be coming to him. But and I think just because I've never had a chance to use this, I'm going to use it now. There is, where is it? Favored by the Gods. I just got one of these. So I'm going to click it. That just a clear image. It's like, oh, the fucking, with the sands and the painters and Paith. And what the fuck was the name of it? With the hoodly hoo. Oh, it's like a type of a pan, a pan flute, pan. And he kind of like points at the door really accusationally, as if it's supposed to do something. And he's like, "That's the one, right? I can't think of nothing else."
As you speak a goddess's name that you believe to be part of your culture and family beliefs, the door opens downwards, a mechanical cog clicks in recognition, and it lies completely flat with the passageway forward. As it opens, you see to the other side that there are in fact some track marks going in that are far more clearer than they were at this entrance.
They hid
I
their
didn't
tracks
realize
in here.
Pan was a goddess, at least in this iteration.
Honestly, we're figuring all this out as we go, but
Hey, did you make Pan
there
trans?
might be...
I'm more okay. Moment of personal truth. The Satyr fuck god, I really don't see her needing a specific
No, that's fair.
gender.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's fair.
yeah,
I-
I
that's
kind of see it
mainly-
as whatever they need to get the job done would be the
gender
genital
fluid.
state.
I think is the.
Yeah.
I mainly just wanted to make the joke.
Oh.
Did you,
No,
did you trans a god?
Did you make a god trans?
Did
I
you?
mean,
Did
she
you
One
did
day.
not.
Well,
Yeah, did
done
not.
food.
All right, but
No.
yeah, with that little bit of divine favor, seemingly someplace like in his blood and bones told him this answer, and he's as I guess, yeah, fuck it. You've all known him long enough. You kind of see for a moment before he catches himself and like covers up with the bravado, he's a little weirded out by like the feeling he got when that information kind of came to him. But he's back in like that snap. He's back to his blustery, like, let's fuck forward.
I will say,
mentality.
Walden didn't fully catch that because Walden was in the middle, like arms raised up, fully arched back, ready to smash into the other wall with their axe. But stops halfway through as the fucking sound of the door goes down. He's like, oh, okay. We'll go this way then.
I do love a good plan B, though. I do. So yeah, all right. So we got our way open for us now, and this one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and I get to take a little look down the hallway with my perceptigation.
Okay.
Perceptibilization.
Wait, no, I clicked the wrong button. 1 second. I'm being an idiot as always. That ain't nothing. 13.
It kind of just looks like a dusty, sandy pathway forward. You don't really see. There's no torches. There's no braziers. It's literally just dusty, sandy, full of bones.
Anybody got any light they can throw down the end of here that won't just, go boom on the other side? Because, I mean, like,
Or am I confusing this? It would be different.
What?
We have torches. We have torches. I have a torch.
Yeah, you might do. It's very possible.
Is there everybody got a torch? Y'all got a torch? I'm not gonna hold the torch while there's a guy on my back.
If I
I'll drop that
rage,
shit.
I can set things on fire.
I mean, you got danger sense too, so you get an advantage. So I mean, if you want to, like,
Oh, I don't even have to rage to do that.
well,
It's
I
just an
know.
Action. I
I
can just do it. I can just set things on fire.
Then do it. Get in there. And he's like, all right then, go. You know, last time I set some stuff on fire underground, everybody got real particular feelings about it. So I'm a little gun shy to do it a second time.
That made a fault.
We're gonna like circle back around to Seta's fault, and it's gonna like become like a canyon. It's gonna like separate that part of the fucking continent off.
And then I will claim that island as mine.
But yeah, no, I'll go first. I'll grab one of y'all's torches, and I'll just like grab the head of it and just light it on fire real quick, and have that torch available as I move down this hallway.
Okay.
Uh,
The further you move down, the more you kind of notice that it's actually going slightly downwards. It's hard to see because it's not so drastic that it's like actual steps, and it's not so drastic that it's a notable slope. But you do feel like after going about 20 feet down that it's like going deeper into the ground. And the deeper down you go and the further into the passageway you go, the more you realize that it opens up into its own room. You also can you roll me perception? What?
Sure. Oh, that was almost a 3.
nice.
What did your danger sense add or do?
Danger sense.
It gives advantage on effects
Dex
they can
saving
see.
throws against effects that I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. So if I like run
Sweet.
into a trap, I can dodge it easier.
Sweet. In that case, you with your roll, you feel like you notice a small lingering presence, and a stench that at first you couldn't really tell what it could be because it's so old down here, right? Like, is it just the smell of the earth? But as you get further down, you notice kind of puddles of what looks like a brown liquid around some sarcophagus down at the bottom of the room. It's got a really similar smell to alcohol, but rotten.
Oh. I'm gonna step back and then hand my torch to whoever's immediately behind me.
Let's say who is right
Please
behind you.
Valen, you're muted. I'm assuming.
Sorry. Yeah, that would be an echo.
Can I do that? Can I give the echo a torch?
It would fall through its hand. But I would have to get up there. But
I don't want to carry fire towards what's most likely gasoline or something similar to it.
that's fair. Yeah, I use precipitate. Do we have? Is there no other sources of light that we have? No. It's like all I've got is fire. Yeah.
There you go. Anything. Also, just as like a technical thing, like it looks like those little baby Grogu guys supposed to try to be following me when I move, but then he just moves right back where he's supposed to go.
Oh,
Where-
okay.
where he was.
That's all right. I'll just move him wherever
Okay.
he needs to. Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, where did you go?
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Oh no! Oh no!
Uh-oh. Where did you go?
Where did you go? Get back here.
I found the hag.
Just
No, I think the hag found you.
Oh shit.
yeah. But, okay, so I'll give my torch to Seto. I'll be like, stay near the corner of this hallway so that you don't approach the liquid, and you can still get some light out of this.
All
And
right,
then
fair
I will
enough.
go further to investigate what this liquid actually is.
All
So
right.
like you would go around here so that the light can kind of, kind of go out across the corner. You can see a little bit. It won't be super effective, but
All right. Then yeah, I go to this far side so the light can spread over as much as it can. And I got my gun and a torch, and I'm letting Wally do his Indiana Jones thing.
I'm gonna kneel down to the liquid. I like to imagine. I don't know how. I don't know if this is actually true in your ideas, Sage. But I like to imagine like in their index finger, there's like a little like it can like slide open a little bit, and like materials can be like put in for processing and whatnot. Try to figure out what it is.
I like that.
It's gonna
I
scoop up a little
think
bit of liquid.
I think what you could probably do is I think you could probably recognize the physical compounds of stuff. So you wouldn't be able to necessarily tell if stuff was like exactly the element or whatever, but you would be able to sense things like how acidic something is, like kind of basics chemistry stuff. I think that would be.
Yeah. I'm not saying like I'm a fucking CSI database here, but like
Yeah.
but this could be a way for me to like interact with things without necessarily consuming them, or like like it's like to the same effect of like the person who like does like the tiny drip in the water and immediately spits it out kind of thing.
And so he can get his finger on the pulse. Yeah!
Oh my fucking god.
For fuck's sake.
Like your finger in the door opener. Finger gone outside.
And you're doing that to the liquid?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I kind of know for sure what this is.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Moisture.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. Okay, you instantly know. Do me a medicine check because I need to know how much you know.
Oh, that's fair.
Mhm.
Probably won't know much. Definitely
That's
don't
fine.
know much.
Oh,
he knows
boy.
nothing.
That's cool. That's fine. That's funny.
He doesn't understand anything about this embalming fluid.
Well, this is the thing. So you investigate this liquid. You stick your finger into it. You feel for like a pH, a resistance against your metal, something to tell you what it could be. And you instantly know that this is biological in nature. This is not like an acid or like a mineral deposit that's like schlumped into this cave or something. This is a biological fluid. You suspect in your investigation that it could be either something to do with decomposition, or it could be something to do with mummification of whatever's in the sarcophagus. And as you go to try and understand where this liquid could come from, you start envisioning what happens to people in these scenarios. Like if you're in the desert and your body is just out here, and Warden is lost in thought at this point. Like you're out in the desert and you're in a sealed tub, and you're envisioning like where does because humans and humanoids are like what 80% water. Where does it go?
Well, that's a good point.
So yeah, you're lost in thought now on this. So you're not 100% sure what it is. It's biological. It's definitely got some fermentation to it. But it seems fairly harmless. It's not acid or magical or anything like that.
It's not flammable.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not that high of a proof.
Yeah. Then I'll wave Seto over and be like, it seems to be okay.
All right, Seto comes over and takes a look at it to try and see what it is. But I have no medical training, or I'm just looking at it like, oh, this could be, like he has no clue, zero idea, like not even gonna roll. but he's acting like he might. It's just not coming to me. I feel like it's right there, kind of deal. But hey, Steve, you know stuff.
All right, I'm coming down with baby Grogu strapped to my back.
All right.
Sorry, when he's tiny, he looks exactly like baby Grogu.
Not wrong.
That's probably fair. I will bring them there.
I give a looky and a sniffy.
A looky and a sniffy.
Because
Because Walden's...
if I got to, I'll do a tasty, but I'm not going to go there yet.
Okay. because Walden's already told you that it's biological in nature and given you like a rough understanding of what it could be, just give me a medicine check.
Well, I know. Jiggity jags.
Forgetting Jack.
Jags. Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
because that isn't that one, you do actually want to taste this liquid.
Oh no.
Oh God,
Like
no!
something
don't do it.
inside you is telling you it could be delicious.
Delicious.
You're like
I mean,
everyone's missing out. Like this really could be delicious. Has it been here a while? Sure, but hasn't the best wine?
I'll do a taste just to get more insight on it because I still don't have what it is on the tip of my tongue.
Okay.
In my mind.
Give me.
Sato
You
kind of
give
just
it
looks at
a.
Wally like,
I give it like a.
Give me a Constitution save.
Oh no.
and you're dead immediately.
So as you have a little taste of the peculiar fluid, you instantly realize what this is. You've heard stories about this of sarcophagus that have been sealed too well and fermentation has happened to the corpse inside. This is definitely corpse liquor. A brutal liquor that, while not high in proof, is so sickly sweet that people rarely realize how much they've drunk. Normally do people want to remember because they have just drunk. Pickled corpse. You managed to sustain yourself and don't forget who and where you are. But even just that small taste was enough to make you think, oh gosh, maybe not again.
Oh, that's corpse liquor, me boys.
I'm sorry. Did you say corpse liquor?
Yeah, it's liquefied human.
Oh,
Fermented, liquefied.
Fermented.
I did not realize that was possible.
Yeah.
I'll have to make a note.
That's gonna. Hold on.
Could you describe
Yeah.
what the taste is like so I have a more detailed record of this?
Kind of out. It's sweet, a little necrotic. It's kind of like just straight sweet, biological moonshine, kind of. So the dead folk.
All right then. Thank you for your information, and I'll stand up and I'll keep moving on.
Can I add a vial of this to my poisoner's kit?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, but you'll need to give me a dexterity check.
All right, sweet, because I can add my proficiency to that, which is just this roll anyway. So, what was that? All right, it's a 13, even though the dice were buttholes.
So you managed not really to get any on your skin, which is probably a good job because you're quite small. And you only managed to get like a little bit of it in a vial. But you get like a vial of the
Nice.
corpse liquor.
All right, I will add that.
All right. let's move on.
Oh, there it is, custom item. 'Cause... Is it corpse liquor or corpse liqueur? Like that's really important. Like,
Liquor.
Liquor.
'Cause, we don't like the French that.
Because we don't like
But
the
not
French.
really.
Respect. We
Oh, the French.
And to be fair, it is an English thing.
Americans do too, just because we don't like to give them credit for the help they gave us.
Mm.
Oh no, I meant. Never mind.
What if anybody caught my joke? Oh, the French ones.
Love that. Love that.
All right, corpse liquor, got it. All right.
That video will forever live in my brain.
Okay. So, yeah, all right. I guess it would be at this point that I take note of those big ass statues
Yep,
behind us, because they don't look like they're hiding.
they are not.
I will also search the room.
All right.
I'm gonna call a 65% chance that those statues are gonna animate.
Yeah, that's. I'm also worried about these here sarcophagi. So, but yeah,
One of them's good.
crazy. But yeah, what do they look like? Do they have any like?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Could anyone who's searching the room, if you're looking and you're not touching, give me perception. If you're touching while you're looking, give me investigation.
I will do.
Oh,
perception.
come on!
Bitch!
Almost a crit. Come on.
I hate it when that happens.
Well, I got a crit. One.
Well,
Oh, it was great.
at least you weren't touching things.
It's true.
Thank
God for
will
small.
you be practicating in any way this room?
Oh yeah, I'm rolling perception. I'm waiting on it to go through.
Oh, sweet.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. So long as I know.
Oh my god!
Does everybody suck? Yeah, we are shitting out on these perceptions.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
should have rolled investigation.
I mean, that's fine. Right, so I'm gonna go with Seto first because that's Gripper. Seto, you do notice these three statues that are undeniable. And you go backwards and forwards trying to count the amount of sarcophagus that are in a row at the bottom that are being watched by these statues, and there's more than 5 and there's less than 10. And you just, every time you have to switch hands to count how many there are because you're using your fingers, you lose track of your fingers and have to start again. I'm sorry.
So we've made it canonical that Seto doesn't know how to count.
Above 5. You're muted. I'm so sorry.
It's like, ouch. My 8 is in strength, okay? Like,
It would be.
and I do have
Walden,
toes.
you do have toes, but are they visible?
I can wiggle them.
That's how you keep getting confused. No wonder.
Oh my
You're junking out on your toes. Right. Walden and Jorg, as you're looking around, careful not to really touch anything. Neither of you really feel like you're noticing much. But what you do notice is Seto's feet wiggle up and down as he seems to be trying to count something with his toes. Steve, however, ignoring
Absolutely
the
call him out on
debacle, ignoring the debacle with Seto's toes, You notice the statues looking at the sarcophagus and another sarcophagus that has clearly burst with liquor pouring out. However, you notice that each of these statues has some kind of plaque on it that's at the moment a little bit dusty and sandy. And there's a rock to the west of the chamber that has, yes, that has like quite a flat top. And there seems to be like not necessarily a plaque, but a similar rune pattern to what was at the doorway earlier in the stone.
Fine.
Hey Seto, can you clean these off for me? And then I point to the plaques on the stone.
Oh, yeah. Prestidigitation, they clean.
So how much are you doing? All of the plaques in the stone? Are you doing
Just the one you pointed out.
I pointed to all.
Oh, well
Pointed
then
to all.
if you pointed, I can only do one at a time. Or technically I can do 4 things at once. Like that's how many can stack, but like I'll just do them one at a time down the line.
I mean, like, once
Closest,
it's clean,
this
it's
one,
clean.
2, 3. Well, there's more than one plaque, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Then 1, 2, 3 in that order.
Okay.
And the stone.
To clean them, yeah.
And the stone. I need
Oh,
the stone
this
cleaned
thing,
too.
yeah. Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. As you walk past, you kind of give them a little magical dust. You get the feather boa of finger wiggling out. And you
Much finger
dust them
inside.
off. And on these plaques, there does seem to be also some runes similar to the ones at the door, but there seems to be several sets of languages on the plaques. Whereas the ones on the stone only match the doorway, the ones on the statues have a couple of different ones. One of them is Elvish. One of them is Dwarven. One of them is Halfling, I think.
Mhm.
And then Dragonborn. Sorry, I gotta look through my notes.
Dragonborn or Draconic? Because I don't know if there's a difference.
Hold on.
There is?
There might be.
Pretty sure there is.
Hold on.
This is me asking because I have
it's
Draconic
fine.
and Elvish, so like I could help with 2 of them.
That's
Maybe.
Hold on.
I know Deep Speech, Draconic, and Giant.
I also know Halfling.
Okay.
And I assume
I'm
dwarf
just gonna say that you
knows
would
dwarf.
between you guys and Luke, you do see that the only language that you guys don't speak is the runes. And you kind of speak among yourselves to work out, like, when you're like, oh, does yours say this? Does yours say this? And you kind of write it out in the sand a bit, because you've noticed that some of these languages overlap. And it does all say the same stuff on each row of text. So these are translations. These are designed for people to know what is said on these statues.
Hmm.
I'm
gonna just write what they actually say with like little stone thingies in front of them with my molder.
Okay, yeah.
That just makes shit easier.
Okay, cool. So like in common.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll go from this one, the other side. So I'll write it in the chat, and then I'll explain on everyone. Let me just write it down.
Go.
These are probably spelt wrong. I'm really sorry, but that's why I'm going to talk as well.
You don't judge spelling here.
Nice. Ideal.
Unless it's like important spelling differences.
Sometimes I spell ghetto and you guys don't judge me, so who am I to judge?
But so
I'll
help
be
me if
real,
you
I
forget
don't
that
even
Oxford
notice.
comma.
We don't judge misspellings, but sometimes we make fun of it.
Oh yeah, jokes are always welcomed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the one on the right says the word precious. And it has it in each kind of language. So for Dwarven, Luke says it's like a word synonymous almost with gold. In Elven, it's a word synonymous with like light. It basically means like precious in each of these cultures in a different way. In the middle, it just means mortal. So it's talking about like life having a finiteness to it. And in on the left, it just says about what sustains life. It just says, so again, for the dwarves, it's talking about like meat and pastry, and for the elves, it's about leaven bread. And for the dragonborn, it's actually referencing plan. So rather than it referencing like sustaining life in a nutritious way, it's about sustaining the life of their culture. But it all has that same connotation of each of them.
Okay. What about the stone?
That would be that needs to be translated because that's in the runes.
Yeah.
Well, I am very happy to help.
But you could at least phrase it as a question.
When I hear, I know what that means. There's no need for questions here.
I will
Okay.
never ask him to translate anything. I will just yell at you.
Hold up. Oh my god, you nasty bitch.
Is that
Why
the
does
dog?
the rock say
I hope
that?
that's the
Damn,
dog.
that rock is vulgar.
I'm sorry. The dog just shoved her tongue in my mouth as I was laughing.
Oh my
This
god!
is
I don't
very
miss that.
sexual this week.
That's
Oh, I almost threw up. That was, that was gross.
well.
Oh, okay. Back to the game. Sorry. Oh my god.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So I I touch it with the glaive.
Okay. As you pull your glaive across the runes written there, it says the word offering.
It seems to say offering. What do you guys think it would mean by offering?
Fucking blood.
There's a couple things that could mean.
It's definitely blood. I'm fairly positive it's blood. Precious, mortal, life-sustaining, all these things are blood. What is precious? Blood. What is life-sustaining? Blood. What makes us mortal? I mean, okay, maybe not blood, but you get the idea. That's my vote. Talk amongst yourselves.
I would say, saying as you used Pan to get in here, it would be what you would offer to Pan.
Oh, that's also fair. I mean, I can jack off on a rock and see what happens, but I'm not really sure.
What in the fuck?
It's a sex god, bro. Like, what else life-sustaining, precious, and mortal could there be? And I'm not gonna give him a baby. Like, I don't think it's an evil god.
Maybe the specific offering may trigger one of the statues. Maybe we're not supposed to cover all three of them at once.
That's fair. Who knows?
So if we give an offering of something precious, that could relate to the right statue specifically.
All right.
So we could start with that and see what happens.
Let's see what we all got here. I know I've got...
Flip a gold onto the stone.
Oh, all right. That's a gold there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Steve, you flip a gold onto the which bit?
The stone?
The stone. Okay. Give me a religion check.
A religion check.
Yes, please.
I check it.
Okay. As you flip a coin onto the plinth in front of you, that's fairly rocky and raw. A radiant flame absorbs it before it even really touches the plinth. And the statue here, their eyes light up, but nothing else happens. You don't sense any movement.
Okay.
I go over to that thing. Kind of investigate. Hopefully Grogu doesn't die.
Yeah, you can investigate if you wish.
All right.
Dukin.
Mortal.
Okay. It doesn't seem like this statue has the capacity to do very much. But you do sense like a kind of a communication through this statue. Like this, the statue itself doesn't emanate magic, but something is using the statue to communicate messages, and they are magic. Does that make sense? So it's giving you multiple translations. It's trying to give you like signals. You think maybe its eyes have lit up to tell you that it's pleased?
Well, if one statue's opened its eyes, but nothing else has changed, maybe we need to give 2 more offerings according to the other specifications.
Might I suggest that before we do that, someone goes back to the first room and seeing if there are any changes?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
Oh, actually, Seto kind of, is it 30 feet? I've kept the echo. I've tried to keep it 30 feet by the door.
Oh, that's right. I did forget you got your echo there.
Yeah, just in case
It
something
is-
happened, I could switch in a heartbeat and let y'all deal with that, and then come back and help you.
It
Okay.
is quite a bit further than 30
All
feet
right,
now.
my bad.
Because
I've
the
tried to keep
squares
it
are
within-
accurate.
All right, I'm sorry. Let me.
So it would be. Well, it's the squares. I've got the squares.
Wait, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. All right.
That's okay. I can head back in there.
10, 15, 20, 25. All right. We'll put it back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the ruler isn't accurate because the ruler's set to the page. The squares are set to what I drew.
Yeah.
Fair
Just
enough.
for clarity.
All right.
Nice.
But
Cool.
yeah,
Like
I
it.
do the old switcheroo there, and check the room.
Okay.
See if anything.
While you do that-
changed.
Clean out the dog's paws real quick while you do that.
Yeah.
So do you want to just give me what's your passive actually? What's your passive perception?
17.
17. You notice no changes. It doesn't really feel like anything's changed. However, because your passive is quite high, you would know that you've probably been in here about half an hour now, trying to like work with these puzzles, look around carefully. So you do sense that there's starting to be a little bit of time since you encountered the hags now.
What time of day is it?
All right, 1 second. I'm just gonna.
Are you doing that as a druidy thing?
Oh,
Sure.
No. Like some things have specific traits of that. Are you doing it as a specific trait?
I'm just
or-
curious as like when we got in here, was it bright? Was it not bright? Just a general like.
Oh,
So
that's
what
a
time
memory.
does that mean? Does that mean that it's almost nighttime and we're going to be surrounded by nighttime skeletons and shit?
Hold
my
on.
brain doing brain things.
Hold on. Let me see if there's anything that you would have that can help you know.
I assume at least before we came down here, I'd know like around what time of day,
Um.
even if it's not accurate.
So this is the thing. In D&D, it's actually a specific feat to know, kind of like the time of day and shit like that.
Okay.
So I tend to tell you if you would know, like if you have a way of knowing. So if you've headed off somewhere and you've been traveling for a certain amount of time, you would know how long time has passed. But if
Okay.
you've been investigating and concentrating on other things, you might have lost track. When you went in, it was light still.
Okay.
Okay. That's what I needed to know.
Yeah. I can give you that. I'm just, because it's a specific thing, I'm trying to not give out too many free feats. As we
That's
do that.
fine. I will look into to see if I know anything, but that's enough information.
We've already been down here for about half an hour, though. So, if we're going to be doing stuff, we got to get doing stuff. You dig?
Yeah. But the descriptions of mortal, like, was it like? Because there were words that that mean that in the different languages. What were those again?
Okay, so for mortal, so for the dwarves, it was like stone legacy. So it was specifically about like masonry. For the dragonborn, it was about bloodline. For the elves, it was about knowledge. But all of them, they don't just say these words. They like, because I'm translating into English anyway, kind of thing. Like they have more nuance to them.
Right.
But each of them, like the thing that you guys have worked out to be in common, and the thing that you can kind of tie them together with, is about like mortality and like the finite level of life.
Okay. Because the idea that I had for the offering in terms of that was to put one of my javelins or hand axes on there. But I don't know if that's necessarily the tone it's going for. Because this is like, oh, this is a thing that, involves mortality by like killing people, but it's less mortality, more like legacy. It's more like, the things we pass down after death, and how that relates to mortality. So that doesn't really fit.
Or how or how to stay alive, like figuratively speaking. Not like a lich, but like the way Charles Dickens is alive every Christmas. You know what I mean? Like that.
Right. So I don't know if that would fully work, and I don't want to put down a bad offering. I feel like that might put us in hot water.
Yeah, that's the only reason I didn't just start splattering blood all over the place. A good consensus might be and then I was very quickly proven wrong, at least on one of the statues. So maybe I'm right about one of them. But
do I have any like keepsakes or anything from before I fell asleep?
Roll me a percentile.
Where are you? There you are. 35.
35. Okay. I'm gonna say at 35 you have something of minimal value, but that is sentimental. So I'm gonna say that you have a small token from your charge.
Okay.
Like I don't know what that would be to you. It could be like a handkerchief. It could be like
My first thought was like the equivalent of dog tags.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be that. Yeah, I think that's fair. But it would be a small sentimental token related to.
Did the coin disappear?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes, completely disappeared.
Oh. I think there's definitely some hesitation, but after a little bit, I think Walden does take these out and puts the tag. It's about to put the tags on the thing.
Yeah, Seto puts a hand up. Like, what? more of a curiosity. I don't mean to stop the progress, but what are those? I haven't seen those before.
I'm not sure if these are like actual dog tags because literally just came up with this idea, but like these are standard issue records of the Walden line. Similar to the serial number that I have, these identify the details of the specific unit in case of grievous injury, and the needs for reclamation and decision between repair or ultimately recycling.
Well, that that seems like a mighty fine gift. But I had a kind of a different thought, you know. And I'm not saying there could be more than one answer, and I don't want you to risk losing something that matters. And what about an ink and quill, like a book? The idea of passing something on seems kind of like deeper than just that. Like the idea of knowledge and they're all almost everything they said is kind of like written down and passed down. So if it'll take one, I'd rather you have your fucking memories there, you know.
It's understandable.
But
Feel free.
yeah, all right. It takes a second and puts the inkwell and quill and the little piece of parchment on the one that says mortal.
Okay. Is there anything on the parchment?
Yes, it didn't say blank parchment, as opposed to the unmarked ruler that you specified. So I think they were just pieces of paper that we read and picked up, but might not have actually like looked at. Now that I'm like thinking
Maybe
out loud.
you just have like a storybook.
No, it's a compass, an unmarked ruler, 3 pieces of parchment, small inkwell, and a quill. That was something we got before we left, and I kept those things because that is my wand. And yeah, so I figured the 3 pieces of parchment, the small inkwell, and the quill, encompassing the passing down of knowledge or the potential knowledge that it could contain if it's empty.
Give me one sec. Yeah, those parchments are empty. However, you did get a map with that.
Oh, we need that map.
Okay. I'm just. Uh-huh.
About that, no.
Yeah, like all we got left is the map, and I think we need that. So I guess, I mean, I tried to save your dog tags there. But...
I have an idea.
All right.
Can I take the inkwell and the parchment, and on one piece of the parchment just say, my name is Walden and this was my home, and then just put it on the thing?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
do you do so?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a religion check.
That was sexy.
Oh!
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, the middle statue's eyes light up,
Yes!
and this time its mouth seems to smile.
I love it.
Settle like hugs, like jumps on him, like Luffy onto Zoro, like just yeah, woo, that was awesome. Like it's a very small achievement, but it was teamwork that brought it together. And they got to save the dog tags, which was Seto's goal the whole time.
Good time. So
See?
for the last one, I'm gonna take some of my herbs out of my thing of forever herbs
Ooh.
that were the healing herbs, and put some of those on there.
Cool. Yeah, the cutting flask that keeps things fresh.
Yeah.
As you place them on, oh sorry, I forgot to say, as you put down the parchment, Walden, once again it is lit up in a radiant flame before it almost even reaches the plinth itself. And Steve, give me a religion check, please.
Religion check. I religed.
Okay. And once again, the offering is accepted. A bright light engulfs it in flame. And this statue's eyes also light up. As they do so, you guys notice that and I'll write this down. The right statue's eyes are glowing yellow. The center statue's eyes are glowing kind of slightly red. It's not like a scarlet bright red. It's more like a deep ruby.
Okay.
And the left statue's eyes are glowing kind of like an olivey green.
Olive green.
These
red.
two both seem to have a small kind of smile on their faces. And you hear a click somewhere in the room.
It's probably this door. We haven't really investigated it, but I have a feeling we, unlocked it. I'm gonna head over there and see if I can open it.
Okay. Walden, as you check that, let me know if that opens. If it doesn't, I have a second idea of what we could check.
Cool.
Could you give me a perception check, Walden?
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, as you feel, having heard the click resound around the room, you feel for a passageway up in the corner, kind of thinking, well, it's not going to be surely down at the bottom with the sarcophagus that are leaking. And your logic pays off. You manage to find kind of a stone that feels warmer than the rest of the wall. And as you push it, it pushes back and falls down completely into the floor, revealing a passageway in front of you.
All right.
Whew, we are cooking with gas. And Seto turns to oh god, I keep wanting to call him Ty. Jorg, fucking Christ. Turns to Jorg, he's like, alright, big man, it's time for you to start pulling some weight. Huh? Kind of like elbowing him, being like just being a dick. Like, letting that stick of yours carry all of the stuff, huh?
To joke back with you, I grab you with the end of the glaive and hold you up a couple feet in the air.
Yeah, he's like, it's like, what? Look at you getting all tight in the bunches. Look, just a joke here. just a little fun is all, As his echo taps you on the back of the shoulder.
I would one-shot your echo, but we need that, so I'm going to leave it alone.
No, you can kill that as many times as you need. They're infinite. I can make them a bunch of times, yeah. So, don't even worry about that. But I think we got the place to go. It's like, yeah, and kind of does a backflip off of your glaive, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're a fun one, you are.
I'd like to think what I thought was gonna happen was that York was gonna quickly turn around and get the echo, and then you would fall out, and then Walden just come and catch you in midair and let you down safe.
Right? That would have been awesome.
And then Walden gives him a stern, you should not play with Jorg.
Right? Oh, but the fun...
Workplace safety requirements must be upheld.
But the dogs that bite are the most fun to play with, That's... but we do have a bit of forward to go, so let's get our heads in the game.
Keep walking over here while you guys are dicking around.
Yeah, right?
Hey, Steve, I think you forgot your buddy.
I can't move him.
Baby Yoda needs his bubble.
It's like a Bethesda game at launch. It's just gets stuck in midair.
It's so buggy. like
Maybe
76 when it first
It's
launched.
just T-posing
He's
everywhere.
trying his best.
Floating and T-posing everywhere.
Oh my god, that reminds me of when we killed those wargs in
Oh
like
my
early
God.
access, and it just flew across the map.
That was the most bananas thing. It like spaghetti noodled like a legit 50 feet. Like it was the craziest fucking thing. But yeah, all right. I guess
If I could have a perceptication from whoever sticks their noodle in first.
Mr. Noodleman, I Percepticate. Pretty all right, like.
Oh, let's go.
nice.
Whoa! Wow, I see you around corners and shit. That's a good Perceptication.
You see the passageway, and I forgot that those bits weren't that. But that's
I'll make
fine.
believe I don't see it.
It's fine. It's fine. The important bit I've managed to do, so that's well done,
I
me.
did roll a 21.
It's fine. Yeah. So you see a passageway with 4 doors. But you notice this is still going further down, but this time it is actually stairs. So it's kind of like a about 80 foot of stairs downwards. They're not particularly steep, but they are going down.
We're
Gotcha.
getting pretty deep in here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I guess since I'm in the front, I'll look around this corner and be like, hey. I won't say hey, but look around. What's going on over in this general area?
Doing that
So-
like, Scooby-Doo thing where we just like all peek around each other.
Right. Like
Um,
rushing nesting dolls of sneaking and peeking.
Yes.
So, Steve, as you go forward, the hallway kind of has like these stairs. It kind of has these four little passageways off it. The 2 closest to you, their doors are open. They have doors, but they're open, and in the middle of them are single metal chairs that look very similar to the door that was locked at the beginning. And as you get further up, the doors are closed at those 2 that are kind of like T-junctioning.
I'm also going to pause for a second because I remember you said that there were footprints going in through that last one.
Yes.
I'm gonna see where those go and look to see if they're still there, and because we completely forgot about that. So
Okay.
footprint lookage.
Footprint lookage. Give me a survival because that's footprints.
Footprint lookage.
Mm-hmm.
Acceptable.
Acceptable. Okay. Yeah, so as you came into the secondary chamber with that door, you did see footprints coming into it. You don't see any footprints going past this point. So through where you've gone to, you don't see any further footprints going in. And it's starting to feel warmer.
The footprints that stopped, they stop here?
Yes.
Do they lead to a sarcophagus?
Like,
do we need to save somebody who's in a vat of fucking man juice? And I don't mean that in like I meant corpse liquor. I couldn't think of the word, and
Hey.
synonyms came to brain.
You got pan on the mind.
I don't know which would be worse, to be honest.
Honestly, I would say corpse liquor.
I don't know.
I would say corpse liquor.
I'm not going to give my answer. I think we know what the right answer is.
Look,
I
you
think
say
it's
that,
just-
you
it's
say
just
that,
gossip.
but they had to like steel bar shut in the caskets that were doing it because people kept trying to drink it. So you know, the Victorians.
You have successfully created, or not even necessarily created, but like told us, like invited this a horrific idea into this
Right?
campaign. Like
Like-
this is Truly
What do you
the
mean
most
I did?
horrible
This
thing.
is this
This
is
is a
something
real
my
thing.
people have done. This is real.
But to be fair, this actually
also-
makes me feel better because I used to think I was an Olympic level alcoholic, but really I was just playing child's game comparatively. Like if people out here
Oh, yeah.
literally drinking corpse liquor, I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
I was just drunk all the time. I guess like I like I didn't have a problem. Like drinking corpse liquor, that's a problem. Drinking regular liquor, that's a hobby. I don't anyway. Like that's,
The footsteps do actually stop here. Full stop. Stop here. Like that's
Okay.
the last trace of them. In fact, let me do a classic. Hold on.
York, you have an ability via your subclass that allows you to discover the origin of magic if it's even around you. Within 60 feet of you, actually. And you can do it so long as it's not completely covered, i.e. like in a box or like in a room like that with
Right.
thick walls. So you can try to suss out if somebody's used a spell that we're all familiar with, which is Pass Without Trace. You could try to suss out if that was used and where that person could be. Because let me try
Okay,
to
and you said within how many feet?
60. I'll try to find you the exact wording. Let me.
I got it.
Thank you.
So yeah, when it's called Magic Awareness. You got it when you chose the subclass at 3rd level. You open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn which school of magic it belongs to. You can use this feature a number of times equals to your proficiency bonus. Currently, that is 3. And you will regain those uses when you long rest. So it's an action, and then you can tell where magic stuff is around you.
Yeah, and if people are using like the spell, invisibility, you can be like, "Nah, bitch, we don't play that game." So like,
Okay,
it's
good.
really useful.
I would definitely recommend that I use that as my character. Should I move to a certain location to do so, or should I do it as where I'm at right now?
Let Seto check. Well, let Seto and Steve check the hallway for traps with their perception. I'll give Steve advantage.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I could do a perception roll myself because mine is high, but I forgot your guys is a bit higher.
Yeah, it's right. This one's about supporting Steve, who is already in the hallway, and he has the higher one. So I'll just help him look instead of Yeah. So is that okay?
Yeah, totally fine.
Oh, sorry. That was a question for Sage about whether it's okay for me to give, since we're both looking, for me to give advantage to Steve on perceptions to check for traps in the hallway.
Help. So the rules for our help action is either that you're proficient and you're not gonna roll the roll, and that you're in the area. So it's not like you can never do it. It's just that do it a reasonable amount. So that's absolutely fine. You can you can give Steve perception advantage. Does Jorg do magical awareness?
We're checking the hallway to give him a better position, so he can kind of like boom out a little further than the room we were just in.
I don't. Give me the perception and tell me the number I needed to look something up.
All right.
So I'm rolling perception with an advantage, correct?
Yes, and DDP.
That's cool. Yep.
Bliss.
Nice.
Deuce. And technically, that's not even that good a roll.
Not.
Is it not?
No, he rolled an 11. Like, it's a good roll. It's a middle of the road roll. You know what I mean? But he just has
His
plus
bonus is
fucking
just
11.
ginormous.
Yeah, it's.
And so just to be clear, Steve is doing this in these two, like around here.
I'm doing it where I'm standing.
And in
Cool.
for the hallway was to check for traps in the hallway for whatever vision we have.
Okay. So that would actually kind of really be the same as last time. So you can see that these doors are closed. These doors have doors, but they're open. You see these chairs. These chairs are made of the same kind of metalwork as this door was. That wouldn't actually give you. You don't notice any trap or anything. You do notice that again, it's 80-foot long staircase, all going down, not that steep. You wouldn't notice anything else on that roll.
That's what I thought.
Then, yeah, we'll be like, all right, head on down to my
Work it up.
clone and do
Yeah,
your.
I'll have. I'll move to where the echo is, and I'll use the ability.
All right.
What?
Six.
Okay. Yes.
That gives 60 feet, which is
Okay.
You have to be able to
Sage,
see
do I
it,
have to
right?
give you any type of roll to use this ability as well, or no?
No, it's just you just do it.
Normally, you would just do it, and I would just tell you. It's kind of like detect magic. And I'm just having a look for a rule that I think has an overlap that's a problem, because classic
Okay.
D&D, which I think I might get you to roll for.
That's fine by me.
Because it's a bit of a gray area, and I'll talk to people that know more about it after the game.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say specifically. Okay. Yeah, so give me a perception. Actually, you know what? Because you're a
I
barbarian.
already hit the perception.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. We'll use the roll. We'll use a different modifier. Because you're a barbarian and you're a wild magic barbarian. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. We're
Yeah,
gonna.
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You tell me what
It's
you
okay.
need me to roll.
It's okay. It's okay. Unfortunately, we are gonna do that around, but we're gonna give it a different modifier. Because oh no, that would kind of be the same, really, wouldn't it? That would be. That wouldn't be that different. Because I was gonna say, because you're a wild magic barbarian, we use what you kind of cast off as the modifier,
Mm-hmm.
but your highest would still be a +4. Okay, it's a difficult one. It's not technically magic. Okay, what I'm gonna say is Jorg can't see anything, but he feels the hairs on the back of his neck stand up as he passes by Steve and Crack. He doesn't get the same feeling around Seto or Walden, and he doesn't get the same feeling around Luke. But when he goes to the footsteps, he gets a very similar sensation, but it's duller. That's what I'm gonna say, because technically magical awareness wouldn't pick up this because it's not magic. But I would have said if you got a high enough roll to give more, but I think that's probably fair to give.
Okay.
You communicate this?
Say that again.
Do you communicate this?
Oh, of course, of course. Obviously, I relay to the group that I feel the same sensation around said person that she just did, not around you guys. And I don't know what it is, but I can feel the hairs on my neck stand up, as Sage just said. So I do relay to every single thing.
Sorry, I'm gonna put down Crack, stand back, and have you do it again.
Gonna have me do that again? Okay.
So I know that whether it's me or the guy on my back that you're feeling weird stuff from.
Okay.
Seto's
Sage.
basically. Can I roll a sleight of hand to like? Because I've had my gun out most of this whole time. To subtly point my gun at Crack, because Seto has 100% faith in Steve, so it couldn't possibly be him. You know what I mean? So I'll roll sleight of hand to be kind of sly about it.
All
I
right.
hope it goes well.
You roll sleight of hand. I'm gonna roll perception again.
So what are you trying to do to Crack specifically? Sorry, I didn't quite catch.
Because he felt the hairs in his neck tingle when he went by me and Crack.
Yeah,
So I put Crack down and stepped away so we can determine whether or not that was
yeah.
from a
Sorry,
me
I
thing.
meant I meant the sleight of hand. I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I got that, but it was the sleight of hand I got a bit
It's
confused
to
on.
like so. I'm aiming my gun at Crack without people knowing I'm aiming my gun at Crack. Like,
Okay, cool.
That's
You're concealing a name. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll count that as a held action.
Oh, sexy. All right.
Right. I'm gonna position you guys to reflect what you're doing.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna resolve the roles.
Probably I just moved away a little bit.
I'm gonna say Luke would come towards Crack as you guys seem freaked out. Jorg, where did you go?
He's right
there
next
you
to
are.
me.
I'm right. Oh, well, I was
Well,
in a weird position under the echo. Apologies.
I'm also going to communicate
Yeah,
to
you
Luke
were.
that this in no way changes the fact that we are trying to save Crack, and I'm going to pick him up in 1 second. We're just trying to figure out why he's getting those feelings and where this is coming from.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so Crack is still unconscious. And Jorg, as you kind of try to tune in again to that feeling you are having, this time you can tell it's definitely around Crack, whatever's happening. You don't really feel like, in your gut instinct, it doesn't feel like it's an unconscious goblin that's causing this sensation. Like you've got your danger sense, right? You've got your understanding of when you're about to initiate something or not, and you're not getting the sensation of malice or anything like that from the goblin. But what you do notice with your perception is that it looks like Crack is having a nightmare. And you absolutely are getting this strong fear-like feeling while you're around him.
Hag.
So then let me ask this. Was magic potentially used on him that is also influencing this nightmare?
Yes.
Okay. So I relay everything to the group, tell them what I'm sensing or feeling.
Oh, shit.
And about the effects of magic used on him, which is causing these things to go on.
Seems like we need to wake him up.
This night hag is nightmaring this dude. I'm gonna pick him back up again. Or at least we kind of know what's going on a little bit.
Holy shit, maybe this will work. All right. So there's this thing. I'm not sure it'll have an effect, but I'm willing to give it a try, you know. If I can touch him, I can essentially put him in a safe little bubble. Warm as a mother's bosom. You know, no harm can come. You can't attack him. You can't hurt him. I don't know if that would expel what's already inside, should it be hurting him currently, or if it'll lock him up in there with it. So, that's where we're at. I don't have the ability to remove curses or anything. That's not... y'all know that's not my area of specialties. But... that's the best help I can be with my magic here. And I don't even... Yeah.
Assume this is directed to Luke.
This is just... This is a group conversation. This ain't just one person. This is to
Oh,
everyone.
okay.
Yeah.
I would say, whoa, hold on, because we don't know how this is going to go. I don't want to trap a goblin in with some weird whatever.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a 50-50, I'm a hold off on that.
Fair. Luke, do you have a way to dispel magical effects?
Well, Luke seems really panicked. Like it's almost like he's feeling guilt because he's not realized something was wrong. Like he knew Crack was unconscious still, but he'd hoped that it was just because he was down so low. So you can see Luke visibly panicked. Like you don't need to do an insight for this. He is visibly panicked right now. He scrambles into his bag and pulls out a scroll, and hands it kind of just into the chest of Walden. It's almost like he's lost the ability to stay calm enough to cast magic.
I'm gonna grab his like shoulder and
Mhm.
like grip it so that he has to like physically stay still
Mhm.
and like answer my question. Do you have a way to dispel magical effects?
Just hand
I no no I don't have a way to dispel magic myself. It's incredibly strong magic to dispel, but what I do have is this scroll is it's a restorative and like he's still panicking. Give me a persuasion check, Walton.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to like, intimidate him or anything like that. But I'm just trying to like keep him focused.
Mhm.
And I'm not doing great.
That's okay.
If this doesn't work, I can
Um,
do an intimidation roll.
Let's whoa. I can't believe I'm saying this, but let's calm down before we lead with intimidation on the person that's scared shitless. It seems like a hat on a hat, really.
um, as you try to kind of calm Luke down, you do kind of manage to get through to him a little bit. Um, it's obvious that you're making some blunders to the rest of the party around you that might be like a social constraint thing, like a cultural thing. But to Luke, he can see that it's coming from a genuine place at least. And sometimes when you're panicked, it's not the exact words, it's the vibe anyway. So as Walden kind of grips his shoulder tightly and says, "Fear is not helpful." Um, Luke Luke's kind of hyperventilating, if you will, stops. And he musters kind of enough breath to get out some solid strings of sentences and says, this scroll it's restorative. I'm a cleric. I'm now good at what I do, but I used quite a lot of my spells trying to face the hags already, and unfortunately, I'm a little out of juice. But there's if any of you are
Oh, I
able
can help with that.
to,
I can help with that.
you can.
Yeah, that ability that I have to recharge his spells.
Yes.
Well, if you could do it, if we could lay Crack out, then I've got something. I can do it. I can. What? It was a night hag, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Right.
let's lay Crag out. Extend your hand, and we can do this.
Don't put him on the stone. Don't do that.
Okay. I just need enough space around me, and as you touch Luke's hand, Jorg,
Yes.
you feel flowing water as this god sent cleric magic flows from you to him, and feeling revitalized slightly. What level of magic does it go up to?
Let me check real quick. Valen's the one that informed me of this, so hold on. That's in features and traits, correct?
Should be.
Okay, 1 second. Let's see. Uh, as an action, you can touch one creature, which can be yourself, and confer one of the following benefits of their choice. For 10 minutes, a creature can roll a d3 whenever making an attack roll or an ability check. Add that, or roll a d3. The creature regains one expended spell slot, the level of which equals the number rolled or lower. So basically, we roll a d3, and the level equals the number rolled or lower, quote unquote, the creature's choice from what it says on here.
Okay, sweet. If you could give me that roll, because there's
Roll a
multiple
die
ways
6.
this would go. Die
That's
6.
Roll
5 and
a
6 are
die
6, 1 and 2 are 1, 3 and 4 are 3. Or 2.
Okay.
Blah.
Okay, it's a 1.
Oh.
There's a 1. Okay, that's fine. There's multiple things you can do. Right. So as you revitalize him with a bit of magic, he starts casting a spell from a school of abjuration, which I feel like you would see that, Jorg, as you've just kind of allowed that magic to flow into him. And he casts a protective spell around Crack. And as he does, Crack's ears glow ever so slightly purple. And then it's almost like that purple glow disintegrates into the sand itself as you hear a pained cackling fade into the distance. And Crack opens his eyes, looking first at Luke, then at Steve, then at Jorg, and then all around to see Walden and Seto as well, and goes, "Where am I? Who are you?"
I'm gonna let Luke respond first.
Yeah.
Seto is going to do. Remember when he rescued the River Maiden, and you all thought he was hitting on her because he smoldered? That's just his "I rescued you" face, and he gives the same one to Crack. It's like,
You could try to be
you're
seducing Crack
safe
too.
now.
I like to think that this is pure like blue steel level
Yes,
smoldering.
100%. Like, it's
just for shits and giggles, can you give me a performance check?
Oh, 100%.
Nice.
It is gonna go poorly. Oh, I got a +3. There could be worse things. Hey, 17.
Sweet. And I'm just gonna do, you know what, I'll do it above table, because it's funny. I'm gonna do a kind of insidey check for Crack. Yeah, so Crack is enamored. They're confused. They're lost. They don't know who's around them, but they're in the darkness. It's Seto giving their best blue steel, and they feel safe inside.
Boom.
You have calmed them down. And as they calm down, kind of Luke explains to them a bit about the hags and that you guys have been helping him find you. But Crack can't keep his eyes off of you, Seto. And as he kind of gets caught up to speed, he says to you guys, "You haven't found Crick? He was brought down here by those hags. We're in the catacombs." Yeah, so he confirms you're in the catacombs. He knew when he passed out he was trying to protect Crick, but they took him down, and then the hag tried to haunt Crack's nightmares instead. So he believes you're on the right track.
Okay. I tell him about the footsteps in the previous room and how they abruptly stopped.
There's a chance that could have been a hag leaving to the ethereal plane.
Could
That did happen.
Crack
Right in
have
front
been
of us.
taken to the ethereal plane with a hag?
Did you find all 5 of them, the coven?
5. Yeah,
We only encountered 3.
we killed 2. 1 got you, and I'm dreadfully sorry about that, but you're safe now.
So there be 3 mas.
3 more, and one of them's probably the mother, isn't it?
Then we should definitely get through this as quick as possible. Try and find Crick and disappear from their view. They were terrifying. And Crack goes to explain that as Crick and Crack got further ahead of Luke, and Luke wasn't paying a super load of attention because they're used to these lands, the hags just absolutely grabbed them away instantly. They were no match for the coven. But yeah, Crack reveals that there were 5 hags in the coven.
5. Okay, well,
5.
well,
Two
Settle
of them
can
you've
only count to
confirmed to
4.
be dead.
So Settle thinks there's 4 hacks. You can only count to 4.
No, I can count to 5. We've been over this. I just gotta use my fingers.
Okay.
You just can't go over 5.
Oh, can't go
I
over
can
5.
I can
Okay.
wiggle my toes. I can get places. Like my math ain't strong, but I can count stuff.
I will call it there,
All right.
as we have had our ear with.
Oh man.
That was a
Well,
lot
I
of
don't
fun.
gotta carry his ass anymore. That's good.
Yeah, what a game. Whew, that was fun. Full of suspense, full of fun. Sorry I sandbagged us time-wise a little bit. Getting us off track.
Well,
That's on me.
It's alright, because we got a new NPC.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And we got a new homie who's, well, for now, safe and sound and in the tender care of a smoldering Seto.
That's true.
Can't believe that.
But yeah, on that note, I cannot wait for the week after next to play more of this and hopefully finish this dungeon, fight some hags, save some friends, get some treasure, and like see where things go with Seto and Crick. Like, let's just be.
Oh yeah, because definitely to use that ability again, dude, I'm gonna have to have a long rest, and I definitely need that because my health is hurting right now.
Really?
Dude, I'm at 48 out of 71 hit points.
Bitch, you still got more hit points than I have total hit points.
Dude, that bitch stabbed the shit out of me and hit me with 16 damage, and that
That
was
is a
just
hit.
one of the 3
That is a
times I
hit.
got hit.
Were you raging yet or no? Because that might just be hit damage.
At that moment, I was not. I
you
started
got
raging
fucked up.
immediately afterwards because she got an opportunity attack on me.
Yeah, I got 43 hit points at all, Jack. Like, that's
God
every
damn.
fucking one of them. Oh, shit.
Well-
Yeah. Remember,
Ones and
life,
20s.
life happens in every direction. Let's roll those 1s and 20s. I forget.
Roll.